I'm going to show you how to create homework for your students on Fusion. There are lots of ways to go into homework on Fusion. You can click on the header of your dashboard panel, or go to Quick Links, or through the menu at the top. But you can also go in through the Create button on the left, and click on Homework from here. The first thing to do is select the group that's going to receive the homework. And I'm going to assign this for my chemistry class. You then get to choose, do I give it to everyone in my class, or you can select specific students only to get this homework. You give the homework a title, and then you add the details of the homework. So this is a description of what you want the students to do. This is the full editor that you see everywhere in Fusion. And that means that you can add quite rich information into this description box, including learning resources such as pictures, links, embedded videos, and math symbols. You can also upload files while you're working within the homework document here. So if you haven't already uploaded a file to the VLE, that's no problem. So I'm going to put some homework in here for my students. So I've typed in some instructions, and I'm now going to add a video embedded on the page for the students to watch. So I click on the video link in the toolbar, and this particular video is in the class. So I'm going to go to the Resource Centre, into my classes, into my chemistry class, and this is the video I want to use. So I just click on it and say Continue. I also want to make my font a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to highlight it and change the font size. Now I've mentioned here that I'm going to ask my students to complete an attached exam paper. I'm not going to attach that paper here. Attaching resources happens in the next page. So when you're happy with your instructions, scroll on down and then choose your subject. The homework dates are set for starting today and due in 1 week, and you can change those dates if you want to. Submission type defaults to submit a file to the VLE. However, you might ask your students to hand in their work by hand, or the homework might not require anything to be handed in. You might be asking the students to learn something, but for this particular homework, I want them to submit a file. You have some additional options. You can add the homework's due date to your student's personal calendar. You can send an instant message to your students to tell them that they have homework. And there's also automatically an archive date, which is set 3 months after the default due date. If you change your due date, just be mindful that you might need to extend the archive date. The archive means that your homework will be tidied away out of your active list, and also out of the active list of your students at this date. Your school can change these default settings if they need to. If you're happy with all your settings, click Finish. Okay, so I can see now this is my homework, and this is how your students will view the homework. Moving on down, there's the opportunity now to add resources to my homework. And again, there are lots of choices to suit whatever you need to do. I have a file that I want to add, which is inside a folder in my class. But let's look at my other options. I could drag and drop a file into this blue box. I could create a whole new file, and that includes an internal document, a Microsoft DocX file, a quiz or a form, and a web link. Other options are to upload a file manually from my computer. So if I was on a tablet or a smartphone, I would use this to upload any file. And I can also upload a file from the VLE. So I'm going to click on that. Go to my class, my chemistry class, and I have a folder with past papers in here. So I'm going to attach that past paper to my homework. And if I scroll down here, you can see that file has been attached for the students. If I carry on down the page, you can see I have a list of all the students in my class. Currently there's a grey folder icon, and that means nothing has been uploaded to this homework. There's an eye icon that's been crossed out. That means that the student has not yet viewed this homework. The student's name can be clicked and I can go and look into their individual personal homework. And also there's a grade button here to grade the homework. I can tick any student, or all of them and remind them that they have to do the homework. As soon as I have created this homework, it's visible to my students. So let's go and log in as a student and see what they see. So I'm logged in as the student, Honor Tupper, and I can immediately see in my homework list that there's something new. This homework is bright yellow with a star, which is telling me it's new. I can click on my homework, read the instructions from the teacher, watch the video, and I can open up the resource that the teacher has provided for me. To submit my homework, I can upload a file from my computer. I can bring in a file from my own My Files area on Fusion. I can add a file from the clipboard, and I can create a file from here to submit my homework with. So I'm going to upload a file that I've been working on from my computer. So I click Upload, and I go and browse for that file and upload the file. You can now see as a student my file has been uploaded, and if I want to at this stage, if I'm happy that I've completed my homework, I can click this Complete button. That marks the homework with a blue tick, which indicates the student completion. When the teacher has marked the homework as complete, it has a green tick. So I'm just going to mark this as complete. Okay, so I'm logged back in as a teacher. I can go to that homework, scroll down to my list of students, and immediately I can see that Honor has viewed the homework, she's marked it as complete, and she's uploaded a file. I can click to view this file. I can grade the file straight away. The grading template here is the one that's assigned to the chemistry class. However, I can choose at the point of grading to choose a different grading template. And then I assign the grade, and I can give the student feedback and save my grade. And you can see that's reflected here. There is also the option to mark this work. I just click on the pencil at the top to edit the document. If, for example, Honor had misspelled this word, I could click here and go to this marking tool in the toolbar. In here is a marking scheme, and I can choose from this. So it's a spelling error, and you can see that it's just marked for me that there's a spelling error in the paper. If I wanted a new paragraph, again, place the cursor, go to the mark, add new paragraph. The marking scheme is fully editable to reflect your school's own marking scheme. When you're happy with your changes, you just click to leave feedback, and it lets me know that that's been done successfully. You'll notice that the grade Honor has had so far is for this file, and I could go ahead and grade a second file. But there is a third option, and that is to grade the homework overall. So I can click on this, choose my grading template, and give her a mark overall for the whole homework, and again provide feedback, and save again. Before you've even finished grading all your students, you can export the grades to the markbook. Choose the class, the subject, and export. You can then carry on grading, and those marks will automatically go to the markbook now. One important thing that teachers should do is to mark homework as complete. So when you're happy that the students have all done their work, you click into the homework, scroll down to the students, select all, go down to the bottom and mark as complete. If there's a student who has not completed their homework, just untick them before marking as complete. This is now a record of who has done their homework and who has not. So let's go back to the front page of homework. So this is a list of all my homework that I've set as a teacher. There's a menu here which allows me to archive that homework when I'm finished with it, rather than waiting for the automatic archive. I can copy this homework and apply it for another class. I can go back and edit the homework. I can delete it, and I can use this to notify my students to do their homework. If I go to the top here, I'm looking now at active homework. Planned homework is homework that's been set for the future but is not yet active. This is my list of archived homework. So this is where I would go back next year to find a piece of work and clone it or copy it for my new class. And there's a filter here to help me find particular pieces of homework. If you want to bulk archive some homework that you're finished with, just tick the ones you want to archive, go to the bottom of the page and click Archive. So that's how to set, grade and manage your homework in Fusion.